Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Oculus all went down this morning, and now we have Mark Zuckerberg here to talk about all that. Mark, I heard it was not a cyber attack. So what was it? Did you shut down all these services?
I have not. I have not.
You have not.
I believe so, and I want to be careful here because actually, let me clarify that. I actually am not aware, believe that there may be.
So you did?
Yes.
I think that the fact that I didn't communicate very well about what we were trying to do caused this huge tension.
Yeah, I mean, at least let people know in advance so that they can prepare when you shut the service down for a couple of hours. I mean, even some of your employees weren't able to work anymore.
The whole management team was gone.
Oh, they left?
Yes.
How many people left?
We were hoping for, maybe 400, 500 people. And now we're at 100,000 people, so who knows where we're going next.
100,000 people stopped working at Facebook today? What are you planning to do now?
We're going to launch a bunch of side applications which should keep people coming back to the site and maybe could make something cool.
So, what were you doing this morning? I can imagine it was kind of stressful.
I went out to get pizza with a couple of my friends.
Just check out people's online identities and see how people portray themselves and just find some interesting information about people.
Man, you have a life. So much money, power, private jets, and then checking out people's online identity.
I have a little one-bedroom apartment with a mattress on the floor. That's where I live.
Oh, that's where you live? Would you always share your exact location data? I mean, we all have to share our location data if we want to use your services.
No.
No, I would probably not choose to do that publicly here.
How old are you now?
I'm 23 right now.
23? Oh, so you know how it is as a 23-year-old to survive without Instagram and Facebook for 4 hours.
I do.
And have you heard that some 23-year-old influencer were afraid to lose their jobs this morning?
I have not heard that.
I mean, I didn't get a single like on my Instagram post this morning.
I don't know.
So you don't care?
One of the things that Facebook does is it makes it really easy to just stay in touch with all these people.
No, I mean not when it's offline. Are you not afraid that people stop using your apps when they are not online, when they can't use it anymore?
No, I don't really spend a whole lot of my time worrying about that. I mean, we have lawyers at the company who deal with that stuff, and it's not a huge concern. I mean, probably about half my time is spent on business operation type stuff.
And the other half of your time?
I actually have a couple games going on now with my grandparents. So they got on Facebook and we started playing Scrabble together.
Ah, got it. So you play games on Facebook. So instead of caring about privacy, I mean, why do you care so less about privacy?
Because we have to make money. I mean, we have employees and we have to support all that and make a profit.
Ah, so money above everything else.
It might take some work for us to get this exactly right. This is something that we think is going to be a really good thing.
It's a good thing for you because you can check at every single moment what everyone is doing in the world. I mean, you could probably take your phone and check what the president is doing right now, if he's on the bathroom or having tea or whatever.
I mean, there's probably a little bit of both, right? I mean, there are definitely elements of experience and stuff that someone wouldn't have, but there are also things that I can do that other people wouldn't necessarily be able to.
Yes, I think so too, that you can do a lot of things that many people are not able to do. So what's your plan to take over the world?
Sure. So for me, the thing that I was really fascinated by, and always have been, is people, right? And how people work. When I was in college, I studied psychology and computer science. And one of the things that you learn when you study psychology is that there are all these parts of the brain which are geared just towards understanding people, right? Understanding language, how to communicate with each other, understanding facial expressions, emotions, processing.
And your plan is to record all that information, every word, every movement, every facial expression, and even every thought of everyone to monetize all that.
I think what was going on was that all that other content was just out there, able to be indexed by search engines and other services, but in order to understand what's going on with people, you needed to build tools that made it so that they could express what was going on with themselves. And the thing that just struck me from the beginning is, people would just spend hours clicking through here are the courses that people are taking, and wow, isn't it interesting that this person is interested in these things? And there's nothing that was like super interesting there, but that just struck me as, people have this deep thirst to understand what's going on with those around them.
And you made use of the situation to manipulate them.
It clearly wasn't going to be us. I mean, it wasn't even.
Asking.
Yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't even an option that we considered that it might be us. I mean, we just weren't focused on building something that we thought would be useful.
So how did you manage to do all that without anyone noticing?
Well, for one, I think we kept going, right? So I mean, the others, they kind of served their purpose, and then we were done. Whereas, people loved it, right? And had such an intensity of using it.
So that they didn't realize how much information you stole from them.
Sure. But we just kind of followed what people wanted, and that led us to expand it
all over the world.
You know that you go through some really hard things along the way.
Yes, I heard about that. So what was the hardest situation for you? Was it getting roasted by Congress, or is it the situation right now?
Yeah, I think one of the hardest parts for me was actually when Yahoo offered to buy the company for a lot of money.
Money.
Because up until that point, that was this turning point in the company, where before that we every day we'd just come in and kind of do what we thought was the right next thing to do.
And from that day on, you started on working on things no matter if you think they were right or not.
To some degree, I think it's really right that over time, the biggest risk that you can take is to not take any risks.
Okay, so when that's what you're aiming for, good luck.
All right.
Of course, all this was green screen, but a very new way of green screen, because I could see while I'm recording what I was recording on this small monitor over there. I do have a free course where I share my process, how all this works. It's super fun. The link is down in the description, and I'm looking forward to see you there.